Hello everyone, welcome back. We're moving on to our next Christmas romance review, and it is Her Christmas Cowboy by Jessica Clare. So this is the story of Caleb Watson and Amy Mckinney. So Amy Mckinney has been a teacher in this little small town in Wyoming for I think it's 6 or 8 months or something along that lines. And she's still being fairly new to town. She doesn't know a whole lot of people. And she basically decided to move to Wyoming after she divorced from her now ex-husband, obviously. And unbeknownst to her, Caleb Watson has basically been crushing on her ever since he first saw her when he went with his brother to enroll his brother's daughter in school. And of course, she is the niece's teacher. So Caleb is extremely shy to the point where anytime he tries to talk to Amy, it comes out completely broken. At one point, she says to him something along the lines of, "I hope I'm not a bother." And he says, "You're a bother." And then he has to correct himself and, tell her, "You're not a bother." So, it's that level shyness. It takes him, I'm going to say a good third to a half of the book before he's really comfortable talking to her. And he is basically head over heels for her, but she has no idea who he is because whenever they run into each other in town, he doesn't ever speak because he doesn't want to embarrass himself. So he comes up with this idea of being a secret Santa to kind of warm himself up to asking her out. However, it turns out that somebody else is a secret Santa to her as well. And this other person basically takes credit for everything. And Caleb has to kind of intervene and say, "No, I did these things here." And of course, the gifts that he had given her as a Secret Santa are the ones that she really truly enjoyed and wanted. So she was actually pretty happy to find out that he was the Secret Santa and not this other guy who was a bit of a creep. There's some drama that goes on with this other guy who is also her landlord and then also her ex-husband, and the fact that she has these huge financial issues because her ex-husband is kind of being really, really messed up and purposely not sending alimony and things. So she's constantly reselling her designer handbags that she'd accumulated when they were married and things like that. And she finds this adorable dog he's an old goat of a dog. He's completely blind, but he's very sweet. And she just falls in love with him very quickly. It's nothing earth-shattering. It's not a huge, change your perspective on life kind of a story. It's a very warm-hearted, sweet story. It's very much something that you would expect to see on one of those Hallmark movies at Christmas time. So if you like those really sweet, feel-good stories, I would say give this one a try. It's super, super fun. I fully intend to read this one again before Christmas because it's just super cute. You feel for Caleb so much. And so obviously Caleb's major issue as a character is that he has such a hard time talking to Amy. And it becomes a little bit easier for him because he realizes that if they're in an area where it's dark and he can't see her face, it is much easier for him to speak to her. He doesn't fully understand why, he just knows that it's a thing. And he also does kind of grow as a character because he realizes that one of the reasons she had assumed he was not her Secret Santa was that he's kind of rough around the edges. He figured that because he had been doing favors for her around, fixing her rental house, that he made it clear that he liked her. But because he's always so quiet and he almost never smiled, she was under the impression that he just thought of her as a charity case. So he really had to focus on himself, which is hard for him. He prefers focusing on other people, the people that matter to him. So he had to kind of focus on himself to get to where she understood what his intentions were. And Amy, of course, was getting over her divorce. She's trying to figure out who the Secret Santa is, because some of the gifts are really sweet and really thoughtful, but some of them are kind of like, that's a bit much, like maybe it's a stalker and not a Secret Santa. So she's, at one point, she's kind of freaking out, scared she has a stalker. And she's very obsessed with, I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet, because in her marriage, her husband basically ran everything. He just expected her to be where he wanted her, and that was it. She wasn't allowed to get a job. She wasn't even allowed to drive. He purposely bought stick shift cars because he knew she couldn't drive them. So he's a little bit of a dick. So her big story arc is she's learning how to live on her own, learning that asking for help isn't always a sign that you're weak, and also realizing that she is a desirable woman that a man would want, and not just someone to be at a beck and call, so to speak. So very cute, very sweet story. Again, it's not going to change your life, but I'm hoping Hallmark turns this into one of their cheesy Christmas romances, because it's so cute. It's adorable. The entire time I was reading it, I was like, this belongs on Hallmark, basically. So I'd give this story probably like a 2.9 out of 5 stars. Like I said, it's not hugely great, but it's well written. The characters are very cute. They're very sweet. And the scenes that are set are very believable, the way that they're done. So I hope you go out and get this book. I hope you would enjoy it. If you do get it and you decide you do like it or don't like it, then please let me know in the comments down below what you feel for it if you've read it. I look forward to seeing you all at the next review. The next video is not going to be so much a review. It's going to be a reading vlog, because Coyote came out today. And as you remember from last month, Hawks MC month, Coyote is the first novel in the Next Generation Hawks MC series. So we'll be doing a reading vlog today and tomorrow for that book, possibly into Thursday. So I'm hoping to get it all edited and up by Friday. If not, then the next video might be delayed till Saturday. So that being said, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. You have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.